Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. Now, the Amex Platinum is good for many things, like buying alcohol without an ID.
You have no product in there because you've given me no ID.
Karen, what's your last name?
I have a f***ing American Express card that's platinum.
Scraping ice off your car. Or displaying artwork with the new Platinum Art Cards. But what it's actually supposed to be good for is delivering value to the cardholder. I mean, that's the whole point of a credit card, right? And this is a tier 4 card in my 5-tier credit card ladder system. It has an annual fee of $700. So if you get this card, you need to make sure you're getting value out of it. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money. So in this video, I want to do a deep dive and look at all of my spending, the points earned, and the benefits I used on this card in 2022 and ask the question, is the Amex Platinum still worth it in 2023? And this video is brought to you by Masterworks, but more on that later. So first of all, a very quick introduction to the key benefits of the Amex Platinum. The card earns 1 point per dollar on most purchases, except for air tickets booked directly through airlines or Amex Travel, and prepaid hotels booked through Amex Travel, where it earns 5 points per dollar. The card provides lounge access through Priority Pass, Delta Sky Clubs, Plaza Premium Lounges, and Centurion Lounges, and there might be 1 or 2 others in there as well. You get Marriott and Hilton Gold status just for having this card, and there's also the Fine Hotels and Resorts collection you can book through that gets you some extra perks and benefits. You get high-level status with most of the major car rental companies, and there's also a load of credits that, if you use them, can significantly reduce the annual fee. Amex says you can unlock over $1,500 in value through using these credits. That's double the annual fee. But can you? And aren't they hard to use? Well, that's where we're going to start. So I'm going to go through all of the credits and show you for 2022 which ones I didn't use, which ones I did use, and which ones I used but I felt didn't really give me value because it wasn't something I'd do anyway. I was only using them because I had them. So first off, we have the Equinox Gym credit for $300. I didn't use it because the closest Equinox Gym to where I live is over an hour away. So yeah, thumbs down from me. I'm good with my Planet Fitness Black card. That place has its perks. Next, we have the $200 airline credit, which for me is really hard to use. I normally fly domestically on American Airlines, and I have One World Ruby status, which gets me things like free seat selection, priority check-in, priority boarding, free checked bags, etc. on American Airlines domestic flights. So it's really hard to find an opportunity to use the credit because those things that I get for free are exactly the things that this credit covers because it's an incidental fee credit. I suppose I could use it for onboard food, but in recent years when I've been flying because of the scamdemic, they still weren't selling food on board anyway, so I couldn't even use it for food. But I guess in 2023, I might be able to use it for food on board an American Airlines flight. Next, we have the Saks credit. It's $100 per year, split into $50 every 6 months. I used it to buy a few pairs of overpriced socks. 1 pair for $65 and then 2 pairs each for $30. Now, I love these socks, but I'm only buying them as a way to use the credit. So I don't really attach any value to this credit at all because it's not something I would have used anyway. Then we have the Clear credit for $189, which I used. I signed up for Clear, paid the annual fee, and got refunded $189. But every time I've been to JFK Airport to fly and thought that I could probably finish the application in person while I was there, the Clear lanes were closed because it was either too late in the evening or that terminal was having maintenance and the Clear lanes were closed because of that. So I've never actually been able to use it to get a fast track through the airport. So 0 value for me last year. But now let's look at some credits that I did get value out of. First up, we have the Uber credit. I used the full $200 ordering Uber Eats at the beginning of every month, and I do attach value to this because this is something I would most probably do anyway. Then we have the digital entertainment credit for $240 per year. I used this to get refunded for my subscription to SiriusXM for the car, and that is something that I have been paying for years anyway, so I really am getting $240 in value out of that. Next, we have the $200 hotel credit for the Fine Hotels and Resorts collection. I used this to book one night at the Bellagio in Las Vegas and got refunded $200. Next, we have the Walmart Plus credit for $14 per month. Now, the value varies depending on the sales tax in the state that you're in, but for me, the value is $14 per month. But I'm not going to count it as $14 per month. Instead, I'm going to count how much this membership actually saved me. Now, I use it exclusively for the gas discount at Exxon and Mobil gas stations. They only added this last spring, so I added up all my spending across 2 different cards at Exxon and Mobil gas stations, and yeah, give me a like for that. That took a while. It equated to $1,318.56. Now, the membership gives a discount of 10 cents per gallon, so I'm going to go on an average price of $4 since last year in spring it went way up to $5, and towards the end of last year it was back down to around $3, so $4 is about in the middle of that. So 10 cents per gallon is about 2.5% of the total, and that gives me a saving of $32.95. So when we add all that together, we get a saving of $672.65. But remember, we are paying a $695 annual fee, so when we deduct that, we actually get a total of minus $32, i.e. the card is costing me $32 to have. But that number was just achieved by deducting all of the credits from the annual fee. What about the value of the points I earned? I'll give you a clue. It brings me into a nice profit. But first of all, I know you're watching this because you want to see if this card can provide value to you and save you money. And we do live in troubling financial times. A recent survey revealed that more than half of Americans making 6 figures are living paycheck to paycheck. That's pretty mind-blowing. And no wonder. I mean, we now live in the era of $7 eggs. And combine that with Jerome Powell raising interest rates and tens of thousands of people laid off from their jobs in the past few weeks, and we have a financial storm brewing from which nobody is safe. At least Goldman Sachs is being honest with clients about where the market is headed. Nowhere. But if you think that hedge fund managers and financial titans are sitting, letting their money waste away in 60-40 portfolios, think again. They're pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into assets that aren't directly correlated to stocks. Because even if the stock market flatlines this year, as they expect, those assets with low correlation can keep climbing higher and higher. But what are these low correlation assets? Well, according to a report from Citibank, the asset with the lowest correlation to the stock market of any major asset class was art. That's right. Contemporary art appreciation has even outpaced the S&P 500 total return over the past 26 years by 131%. Now, this market used to be hard to get into, but Masterworks, the sponsor of today's video, will help you invest in multi-million-dollar paintings without breaking the bank. Masterworks has built an impressive track record of 11 exits, i.e. 11 paintings they bought, they have sold, all of them for a profit. These numbers speak for themselves. Now, with those kinds of results, Masterworks has seen over 650,000 investors try to gain access to their platform. So there is a waitlist, but for viewers of our show, they are offering VIP access to their latest offerings. To skip the waitlist, just click the link in the description below. Okay, so the Amex Platinum is costing me $32 per year, but now let's add in the value of all the points I earned on the card throughout 2022. Now, Amex makes it a little bit hard to find the exact number of points you earned in the previous year. You can see this year, year to date, but the previous year you'd have to go month by month. So instead, what I did was add up all my spending for the year. I spent $12,250 in total throughout 2022 on the card, and most of that was in 1 point per dollar categories. But I did spend $1,234, look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, on travel purchases that earned 5 points per dollar. Now, in December of 2022, I redeemed 300,000 points from both the Amex Platinum and other Amex cards, as well as Chase cards as well. Basically, it was all my points at the time for business class round trip tickets from New York to London. Now, the value I got for these points was pretty much exactly 2 cents per point. So that gave me a total value for the points I earned on the Amex Platinum of $343.20. And when we add that on to the minus $32 the card was costing me, it takes us up to $300 $211. I won't include the cents. So now we have a positive value. Whoa-hey! But that isn't the end of the story, because I booked 2 trips last year through the Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts collection where I received extra benefits. So for the Bellagio in Las Vegas, I stayed 1 night and I got a free breakfast for 2 and also a $100 credit which I used for dinner. Together that was $189.98 in value. Then in the summer at the Conrad in DC, I stayed for 2 nights and I actually found my receipt for this one. It seems I got a $100 credit which I used to dine in the evening at the hotel restaurant, and then a $120 food and beverage credit which I used for breakfast. So that was $30 per day for 2 people for 2 days. So that's a total of $220. And then there are also some other things that are hard to put a value on, like the 4 p.m. late checkout, which was really useful because it meant we could do something on our last day in DC. I think we went to the Natural History Museum and we weren't in a rush. We were able to come back to our hotel and just grab the bags and drive home afterwards. But it's hard to assign a dollar value to that. I'm not really sure, so I just won't count it. But anyway, when you add together the credits value that I received at the Bellagio and the Conrad to our total, we get to $720.98. So that's my value for the year, guys. $720.98 for having this card, and that's accounting for the annual fee. So for me, I would say it absolutely is still worth it. And remember, I only went on 2 trips. For someone who's much more of a regular traveler, I mean, if you went on 1 trip a month, booked through the Fine Hotels and Resorts collection, you'd literally be saving, that's like 200, you'd be saving like 2,000 or more per year on top of the value of the points and all the credits, etc. So this card really can save you a lot of money if you travel. You don't even have to be a particularly frequent traveler, as you've seen in this video. So absolutely still worth it. I do thoroughly recommend it. If you want to learn more about it, it is featured in my credit card guide, which I will paste below in the description section. There's a mini review of it there. You can learn more about it. And also a big thank you to today's sponsor, Masterworks. You can click their link below as well to skip the waitlist and join their platform. Leave your comments below, guys. Do you agree with this review of the Amex Platinum? I'd love to hear what you think. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.